and whether or not you even make an attempt to try to incorporate it into your life. So I'm going to challenge you to stretch your idea of what self-care is. Self-care really, quite simply, is any activity that you do with intentionality for your emotional, mental, and physical well-being, simply put. So does that sound like it has to be bubble baths and spa days? No. It could be boundaries. It could be learning how to say no. It could be anything that you do to make sure that you're taking care of this and this. So I want you to write that down. Self-care is any activity that we do with intentionality. The reason why I say intentionality is because we are not just doing this on autopilot. We're not just haphazardly falling into self-care. Self-care is something that we think about and we do intentionally. I'm going to get into that a little bit later about scheduling it. Now, self-care is a simple concept, but as simple as it is, it's something that we often compromise. It's something that we overlook, or it's something that we sacrifice altogether. How many people feel like they compromise on self-care? Be honest. Okay. How about overlook? Due to this new glorification of busy. I'm busy. We wear it like a badge of honor, yet we overlook our self-care to our own detriment. Because when we overlook our self-care, we are also overlooking our health, our physical health, our emotional health, our mental health. Today we're here in a mental health session, so we're going to really dig into that. Let's talk about what self-care is not. The reason why we want to know what self-care is not is because we want to be clear when we're doing it and when we're not doing it. Self-care, one, not selfish. Self-care is not something that we force ourselves to do that feels like work and one more thing on our never-ending to-do list. How many have the never-ending to-do list? Every single day, right? So your self-care shouldn't feel like that. If it feels like that, we need to recalibrate. Self-care sometimes can be a trial and error type of activity. You have to find what works for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's going to be different for each one of us based on our circumstances, our lifestyle, and the things that we need. So write that down. When I talk about uncompromising self-care, when it comes to educators, you really want to make sure that you're empowering yourself before you can empower anybody else. If you're compromising on your self-care, if you're compromising on everything that you need to do to take care of you, how can you go into a classroom and pour into other students? How can you go and take care of other students or other people? Because let's talk about it. Yes, that's one facet of your life, but you have other people that you take care of. You're not just a one-dimensional person, you're multifaceted, right? You have other people depending on you. So if you don't become uncompromising about your self-care, then how will you ever do it? Being uncompromising about your self-care, and I want you to write this down, it has to become a non-negotiable habit. Non-negotiable habit. That means we're not talking about this. I'm doing this. If it doesn't become a habit for you, you won't do it. You'll do it for about a week, maybe a month, and then you'll go back to what you were doing before. Establishing it as a habit is how you make sure that it's a sustainable lifestyle change. We're talking about lifestyle changes because that's what's going to transform your life. Now, self-care actually goes into several categories. Today we're talking about the emotional and mental piece, but there are 7. Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, relational, and financial, which you'll get a little bit of that later in another section from George. You need me to say them again?
That was on
Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, relational, vocational, financial. Let's get vocational. I want to talk a little bit about vocational, even though I'm not talking about that today, because that's one that a lot of people overlook. Vocational is what you're doing to take care of your career. You being here today is vocational self-care. Professional development, personal development, pouring back into yourself so that you can be the best you can be to advance yourself in your career. The things that you do to advocate for yourself in your career, in your schools, because self-advocacy is also an important part of self-care, especially in the workplace. So it's a part of vocational self-care. That's one that most people don't talk about, so I just wanted to give a little something on that one, in case you were wondering what that was all about. So they talk about the 7 types of self-care. I'd like to talk about what we do and how we choose to prioritize our self-care. What really, really matters to us. So I have this demonstration here. I know y'all are probably wondering, what's up with the rocks? And the sand. I'll move this back so y'all can see too. This is the big rocks demonstration. So when we talk about the big rocks, the jar represents us and our time. We are containers. We are containers. Pouring, things are always coming into us. We're bringing things, or getting things out of our environment. Things are coming in and coming our way, social media, everything. We're containers. We literally are containers. But what are we filling ourselves with? What are we filling our time with? That's the question. So the sand represents the small, seemingly inconsequential things. All the texts, all the emails, the social media dings every time you look at your phone, all the little things. Can you think of some small, inconsequential things that you fill your time with in a day? Anybody? Facebook. Ooh, TV. What else? Texting. Okay. Emails, yep. Those are never ending. What else? Anybody else? Gossip. Here you go. What else? What else you got for me? Come on, y'all don't talk to me. I'm not going to be in here talking to myself today. What else? Because I know that there are a lot of things in your day that when you get to the end of your day and you look back over everything that you got done in that day and you wonder, what did I really do all day? Not that you didn't do anything, but you know what you wanted to do in that day, but somehow the day got away from you. So what are those things? They seem little, but they add up.
Amazon.
Amazon. I might have to put the whole sand on there. That was good. That was good. So look, where are we right now? Woo! We just started the day. So all we have is to pile on top of this. All we have is to pile on top of this. So what's next? My pebbles. So the pebbles represent tasks that have slight yet manageable consequences. Like the deadlines at work, maybe homework assignments if you're in school, maybe that basketball game for your child that you missed. What other slight yet manageable consequences can you think of?
Meetings.
Set meetings, appointments. What else you got? I feel like I need to put some extra money on that one. You said household chores, y'all. I'm a single mom. I feel like they never end. Okay, what else? stuff, because y'all doing stuff all day. You're busy. You're always busy, right?
Lesson plans.
Lesson plan. Okay. What did you say?
Carmen's.
Carmen. Okay. All right. All right. So we're kind of full, and we're about midday. All we have is to pile on. So these big rocks, these represent the things that we say are most important. Family time, our health, family time, our health. What else?
Friendships.
Friendships. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. Sleep. Okay, wait a minute. Do y'all notice anything about we having a hard time fitting? What other big rocks you got? Okay.
Extended family. Spiritual.
Yes. Y'all. This is okay. Okay, please don't let it fall. This is where we are. This is us. These are the big things that we say are so important, yet we lay them to last. And our health and our mental and emotional well-being pay the price. We choose to fill our time attending to all the little things when the big things are left to chance. Self-care is a huge part of that. You say your health matters. You say your time with your family matters. That's self-care. Connecting with your family, connecting with friends, making sure that you're taking care of yourself and being social, or resting when you need to rest. But we leave it to chance, and then we wonder why we are running on half empty and half full. And then, as educators for you, then you've got to go into the classroom and give 100% on 50, 100% on 40. Something has to change. So what I want you to do when you're looking at the big rocks exercise in your handout is take a look at the fact that though there's rarely time for every single thing, there's always time to make time for the important things. And what I'd like for you to do is think about what your big rocks are. Think about what your big rocks are and align your priorities with those big rocks. And I want to also emphasize the fact that martyring yourself in the name of serving others is not service.